These cases now, that is only the 2% that was not immunized, you know. That was at that time, maybe 2% was not immunized, but 98% of the children at that time were immunized. So that was in 1997. That was the last case, 1997. By 2000, the Philippines was declared polio-free because that is the system that the last case, and after 3 years, were it going to be declared to be polio-free. But I had nothing to do anymore with that is where this fellow, Oscar de Venecia, was in charge of, and he together with Dr. Flavier was the one who saw to it that the Philippines will be polio-free.
This was before Dr. Flavier was Secretary of Health, because he became Secretary of Health.
Yes. No. He was already Secretary of Health when
he worked on it?
He worked on it, yes. He already worked on it.
But that was fairly recent,
No. That was 1997 when the last case. At that time, Dr. Flavier was also a senator already at that time.
Okay.
He was a senator from 1995 to 2001. In 1997, the Philippines, the last case was reported. So, by 2000, the Philippines was declared polio-free. Now, 3 years ago, there was also an institute here in the Philippines. The same institute as what Sid Garcia is now organizing.
Okay.
3 years ago, one of the workshop discussions at the time was, at the expiration of polio, what next? I was one of the speakers then at that time. You know, I suggested 3 things. First, increased surveillance. Increased surveillance. Second, establishment of laboratories, testing laboratories. And third, more information to Rotarians, continuous information to Rotarians, that we should continue to be alert about polio.
Vigilant. Which of those three? Which of those 3 was carried?
All 3 were submitted to the Department of Health, and all 3 were submitted to RI. But you know, they did not establish the laboratories. For the cases now, they had to send it to Japan, to the laboratories in Japan to tell whether this is polio or not, or just ordinary paralysis.
Because?
We had no laboratories. We did not establish the laboratories.
But why wasn't any laboratory
Or maybe
established?
we had the same. We had laboratories, but not good enough to determine, you know, all these things.
Because we have no money? Why?
Maybe, I don't know. We have no means of knowing that. It depends on the Department of Health. But now they're doing very well. They're attacking that area there in Ilocos Sur. They're also attacking the area in Laguna. So maybe they might be able to do that, you know, as long as they're alert. They have the means to keep it only within a certain area. That is we are not yet considered as for cases is nothing, and that's nothing. So we're now only in that one. We have to keep it contained. Rather, containment is what now Secretary of Health is doing. Containment of polio in that area only in Ilocos Sur, in all that area in Laguna. Just they're contained only there, not to spread it apart.
When is it considered a resurgence? You say 4 cases is nothing.
Yes.
How many cases do you need to consider it a resurgence?
I don't know. That's up to That's up to the Department of Health to determine. But now that's not considered because as long as there is containment, effort and containment right away, it will not spread also.
Are we doing immunization again?
Ah, yes, they're starting now. In some areas, in that area, in that area where the Ilocos Sur and Laguna.
I think there's one also in Mindanao. New. Okay. Reggie wants to know the interaction between Rotarians and beneficiaries. Are you aware of how the Rotarians interacted with the people who benefited from this program?
Oh yes, because the Rotarians worked with the Secretary of Health Garcia, Flavier at the time, in bringing the, I'll tell you, the immunization is not very simple. Immunization, I immunized myself, Indian poor people, when the board brought us to India, to New Delhi, and it was there in New Delhi that they said, okay, you guys go to we are assigned to this area. They assigned me to the worst areas, worse than what I saw here in the Philippines. I tell you. And you know how pala it's being done? If this is the city of New Delhi, first they have to find out where are the vaccines. The vaccines are being held from UNESCO to WHO, the World Health Organization. But that vaccine needs a cold chain.
Okay.
It needs to be refrigerated. So, first, they have to establish where it is coming from. Then they have to establish cold chain centers. From the cold chain centers, they have to establish now the immunization centers. And who are going to register the children in that immunization center? Now that is be done through schools. The schools are the ones who, and the ones that are nearest the immunization center. The schools are the ones who register all these kids, all these children below 5 years old. Okay. Then they have to count how many children are those, and then the cold chain center beside it will be the one to feed that every day, the whole day. So once that is all organized, they announce now a national immunization day. One day only. But in that one day, they're able to immunize thousands of people, thousands of children. Why? Because, let's say, where I went, I was there for about 30 minutes or 45 minutes. So I was able to immunize maybe 10 children, but probably that community center only immunized about 150 maybe or 200. And then when I was about to leave, a tricycle came with the cold chain vaccines from the cold chain center to that immunization center. That go on the whole day. That goes on the whole day. Yung papadala ganyan yun. So